Today, there are 2 million descendants of French-Canadian immigrants living in New England. These are our stories. Welcome to the French-Canadian Legacy Podcast.
Venez tous jeunes filles et garçons, je vais vous raconter l'histoire de notre immigration ici au USA, de grands aventuriers de pays étrangers.
This is the French-Canadian Legacy. I'm Mike Campbell. Next week's episode has a couple of firsts for the show because we have 2 guests joining us and we'll also have 2 hosts. When we first talked to Patrick Lacroix, he told us about a documentary called The Home Road. The synopsis of the film is that a 74-year-old Maine man retraces the journey of his pioneering 19-year-old great-great-grandfather who left his home in Canada in 1845. I ordered it right away, and after watching it, got in contact with the filmmaker. So next week, we'll be joined by Tonya Shevenell, the director of The Home Road, and her father, Ray Shevenell, a.k.a. The Star. To prepare for the fantastic discussion of the film, Tonya was nice enough to make The Home Road available for free to watch online. Make sure you visit thehomeroad.com to watch it there, and you can also order the DVD. And then tune in next week to hear our first roundtable film discussion. So normally what we do is we release every other week our main episodes. So the full interview will go out, and the week before the full interview, we'll release a bonus episode where we introduce you, and then we ask a silly bonus question that doesn't have anything to do with the interview. This week it does a little bit have something to do with the future interview. But Ray, this question is to you. While watching The Home Road, one of my first questions that popped into my head was, are you aware there are other flavors of Gatorade than just yellow? I know, as you can't see at home, but he has a different flavor of Gatorade right now, which kind of cancels that out. But
No, this is Gatorade Zero. This is their newest product. Gatorade, their criticism was they had too much sugar in it, the original. Well, I've run 36,000 miles.
That's crazy.
With the lime flavor. That's my flavor.
That's your go-to.
That's my go-to.
Throughout the movie, it was just the lime flavor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm particular to grape, so
that would stand out.
But that's the one your go-to traditional.
Yeah. All those miles, and one of the things that they did on the trek was, I went into the emergency room in North Conway, and I didn't even think of it, but he tested me for dehydration, and I came out fine, and I knew why, because I had this in my hand the whole way.
That's it.
And I had a Cliff Bar or some Gorp, so I was ready.
All right, thank you very much.
Now our fathers look at us and sigh with despair, to think that everything they love we simply do not share. But the spirit never dies, our culture will survive. Each of us must choose how much to keep alive. Each of us must choose how much to keep alive.
Special thanks to Josie Vachon for providing the music. You can find more about her at josievachon.com. This podcast was produced and edited by Mike Campbell. If you have any questions or comments, please email us at fclpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FCL Podcast for more information about the topics discussed. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to this episode.
This program is recorded at the Concord TV Podcasting Studio. The views and opinions expressed during this podcast are not necessarily those of Concord TV. The producer is solely responsible for its content.